Hey everybody, JitteryJay here. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Today we're checking out the Ricky Gervais show again. This is series 1, episode 16, entitled, well, we don't have a title for these ones. We would have if it was still the original source, but with these it's just a series number. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at there, so we're gonna put that up there. Anyway, as just like last week, this comes to us from the Scrimton site, which is, yeah, thank God for that one, since Mothman disappeared. I read in some of the comments on one of the other videos that it may have been due to copyright takedowns, so, who knows? If that's the case, that channel might not be coming back. Anyway, we're gonna get into this. But first, if you're new here or haven't done so yet, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Be greatly appreciated. Helps the channel grow. That being said, let's get into this.
Fell in love with a girl on XFM 104.9. Well, it's 1:05 of a Saturday.
That's true enough.
So it's the Ricky Gervais show with me, Steve Merchant.
Hi.
Now listen.
Carl, no, let's say his name. Carl Pilkington.
Okay, I was just getting a little bit annoying because they're writing it up now in heat. And
I know, they're saying
I mean, it's sort of like it's the Carl Pilkington show with Ricky and Steve. So let's,
Has he won multiple awards?
Yeah, no,
not.
exactly. No,
Is he one of the hottest comedy faces on TV? I
don't think so. No.
Oh.
Does he eat too much cheese? And
exactly.
Get a bit sick?
Is he bloated, old, fat 40-year-old?
All right, steady on,
with stupid fat face.
You goggle-eyed freak.
All right, now let's move for that straight away.
Oh, you'll be happy.
Go on.
The Wurzels have made a bit of a comeback.
Don't give me.
No, listen, right? There's a Sainsbury's advert, and they sing a song. It's the Wurzels singing a song.
Hold on. Did he just call him a goggle-eyed freak?
You goggle-eyed freak.
All right, now let's move for that straight away.
Oh, you'll be happy.
Go on.
The Wurzels have made a bit of a comeback.
Don't give me.
No, listen, right? There's a Sainsbury's advert, and they sing a song. It's the Wurzels singing a song about something. Phone in. What's the number, Carl?
08700 800 1234.
Phone in if you know what I'm talking about. Just in general. That's a new competition. It goes
Can
on
we
for
just
2 hours.
repeat that number every 30 seconds? And people can just explain what the last link would have been.
Phone in if you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Phone in if you care what we're talking about.
Phone in, well,
so what's the Wurzel story? What's the deal?
No, I just thought of you because they sound like, and it's a song. That it's a modern song I think they've done, and I can't remember what the song is, but maybe.
See, what you mean? It's them doing a modern hit.
But it's just an advert. It's just an advert. I think it's the Wurzels. I thought of something as well. You know that I drove my tractor past your haystack last night.
I'm not that familiar, surprisingly.
What sort of person lives in a haystack? Maybe they don't live in it. Maybe it's just saying that's your haystack.
Well, yeah, they're probably a farm owner. But the problem with the Wurzels is, it's like, if you come from the West Country, you're just constantly cursed by this. Oh, you must love the Wurzels. Do you like the Wurzels? Ooh, ah. And it's like,
But then why do you do your hair and your sideburns like them if you don't like them?
Well, smocks are very comfortable, Rick.
Yeah.
But, I don't want to be kind of, I mean, there's lots of famous things that have come from Bristol. Obviously, Tricky and Massive Attack and Portishead from the area Portishead.
Yeah.
No one seems to flag them up every time they want to slag off the West Country.
Do you still make your own clogs?
Yes, I do.
That's fantastic.
Cheap.
You used to knit your trousers, didn't you, when you used to go? Was it why was that? Because it's just like cheap material.
Straw is cheap down there.
Well, we got a great show lined up for you.
Have we?
Yeah. I was bluffing. I don't know. I've
Rick,
no idea.
we sometimes worry about the record library here at XFM because we tend to go in and try and find something. It'd be like an old Smith's
God,
cassette.
Carl.
We've got a great show lined up for you, do we? I don't know.
That's fantastic.
Cheap.
You used to knit your trousers, didn't you, when you used to go? Was it why was that? Because it's just like cheap material.
Straw is cheap down there.
Well, we got a great show lined up for you.
Have we?
Yeah. I was bluffing. I don't know. I've
Rick,
no idea.
we sometimes worry about the record library here at XFM because we tend to go in and try and find something. It'd be like an old Smith's cassette.
Carl's sighing because he gets stick Monday morning.
But it's very hard to find anything half decent. I think most of it's been nicked by people like Sturgis, and otherwise it's just bad. I don't know who it is that's buying the CDs.
What was Four Non Blonde's big single?
Exactly. Yeah, something like that.
Brilliant. Excellent. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Four Non Blondes. Going, oh. Wow, good effort. Yeah, I don't think you'll be returning to the fish factory on Monday, will you, Steve? No. Yeah, you will. You will. Go on.
But they, anyway, so we got there. Yeah, 4 on Blondes. We found a lot of In Excess out there on the for the XFM record library. Guess what I found today, Rick?
Go on.
The very best of Tony Basil.
Oh, that's one track then.
Well, yeah, her hit was Mickey, obviously. Oh, Mickey, You're So Fine.
Yeah.
They've managed to pack out 18. There's 18 tracks. First track's Mickey. Number of other tracks. Track number 17, Mickey Spanish version.
Right.
Track 18, Mickey 12-inch version.
And track 19, Dickie.
Yeah.
Similar tune,
Exactly.
but about a completely different person
Look
altogether.
at this, they've stuck a proud property of XFM sticker on
Yeah.
that. The best of Tony Basil.
Even Sturgis wouldn't nick that.
Come on, Carl, what's the story?
It was good in its day, wasn't it?
Why is it in the
You were moaning
XFM
last week
library?
about Adam and the Ants. In the day, it was important, wasn't it? I remember that being out in the charts. It was all right.
Yes, I know,
music's
but
meant to be fun.
fine.
Okay.
Let's play. We'll
let's
play
play
Mickey.
let's play some Strokes then.
No, let's play Mickey then. If you're so happy about this, Carl, should we play Mickey later?
Yeah.
The Spanish version. What
See,
about that?
we've called your bluff.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Phone in if you know what he just said.
That's the Strokes, and last night we just had a call, didn't we, from Johnny Mango.
Oh yeah,
Just
Johnny
been-
Mango. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, old the Mankster. And he informed me that one of the Wurzels is dead, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, Adge Cutler, who was the lead man, I think.
Yeah, he said he died the most rock and roll death you can die. He said he was apparently driving on a terrible cocktail of cider and other things, presumably.
Yeah.
Apples and jams.
Yeah.
And he crashed into a tractor. Now I wonder, is that true? JM's not winding me up.
Yeah,
I hope the Mango Boy's not having a laugh at me. Is that true? One of the Wurzels died by tractor. Did he? Is that true? So give us a call. What's the number again, Carl?
08700 800 1234.
If so, I'm sorry that I disrespected them. I didn't know.
Could you imagine?
Oh God.
It's not hard to do, especially drinking and driving. Them tractors move slow as can be. So if you're expecting traffic to be going the same rate speed that you are, and then you come up on something like that, yeah, and your brain's a little foggy already from the alcohol, you're not going to react in time. So yeah, I can see how that would happen. It's devastating when it does, but it happens.
800 1234.
If so, I'm sorry that I disrespected them. I didn't know.
Could you imagine
Oh God.
if, right, say if like you're the driver of the tractor and you kill someone, you go, oh God, I've killed someone, and then you look and it's someone famous.
Yeah, or Adge Cutler. Yeah, go on, what was your point?
No, it's just like, not
Terrifying,
only
yeah.
it's like you've killed someone, then you look.
But
I mean,
yeah, I know what you mean,
And
actually.
what
That
makes
is-
it even
that is
worse? And
terrifying.
what makes it even worse? They were rich.
Yeah.
Oh, that
no,
would
but
be.
say if it was someone who's like really big in the world.
No, that is a good, I quite like that. It's an interesting point,
Oh,
that.
that's your bag. No wonder I can't find what I'm looking for.
Oh, right, well,
As Bono said.
did you bring a bag?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Is that under there, Rick?
sorry about this. I'm not
Play a record.
ignoring.
This is getting a bit sloppy here.
No,
No,
it's not. No,
it is, Rick. It's getting
Is it?
sloppy.
It's never got stuff before. No, I've got a list here because we went to this award ceremony in the week. We were up for an award.
Well,
yeah.
I have to explain it to Carl because basically we were up for an award and it was called it's the TRIC Awards. Now, TRIC stands for Television and Radio Industries Club Annual Awards, right?
We'd
It's
never heard of it
obviously-
either.
We'd never heard of it. It's some kind of like television radio industry club. That's why.
Yeah, that's the
Television
clue is in there. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but we don't want to. I'm not trying to slag off the award
No.
because it was, it was a big thing and they really made an effort and it was really nice. Food was brilliant. It was at the Grosvenor House Hotel, really nice do, and lots of industry people in that there. It was really classy.
We got there nice and early, so
Yeah.
we were there for a good 4 hours
Before
which
we
was
had
fun.
to sit down, and but it was just kind of surreal. It was just a bit weird because it was packed with the cream. I'm literally the cream. Big names, Martin Kemp, one of the first people I saw, came in like big TV, radio industry names, on-screen talent, behind-the-scenes people.
John Barnes,
Barnes was there.
Beadle was there.
Sir Cliff Richard was there.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so the voice comes on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the president of the TRIC Awards." And we had to stand up. All of these people had to stand up and give a standing ovation as he walked to his table to Tom O'Connor, former presenter of Crosswits.
You're joking.
No.
He's the president.
And he came out, he told a few gags, sort of like, it was like, straight away, it was, old school stuff. I was like, thank the ladies, because, it was nothing without the ladies. All
Something tells me that he's not too famous just from Carl's reaction, he said, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me." It's just nonchalant too.
Names, on-screen talent, behind-the-scenes people.
John Barnes
was there.
Beadle was there.
Sir Cliff Richard was there.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so the voice comes on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the president of the TRIC Awards." And we had to stand up. All of these people had to stand up and give a standing ovation as he walked to his table to Tom O'Connor, former presenter of Crosswits.
You are joking.
No.
He's the president.
And he came out, he told a few gags, sort of like, it was like, straight away, it was, you know, old school stuff. You know, I was like, thank the ladies, because, you know, it was nothing without the ladies, all the lovely ladies here. And we're waiting for a joke. No. Just thanking the ladies.
Well, you're forgetting that just prior to that, he said grace.
Oh, he said grace.
Before we ate.
Right? It was me, Steve, and Ash, you know, our producer, the little, disabled fella, right? And he's there in his wheelchair, and there's me and Steve. We're standing up during
By the way,
grace.
can I just stop you there?
Go on.
Saw someone in the week, and
Sorry, did we bore you?
you just reminded me then about the little producer who's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Last week you said blah blah blah, and our producer who's in a wheelchair got a text from someone saying, "What's happened to you?" They thought you were talking about me.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Oh.
You're handicapped in a different way.
So go on.
And Tom O'Connor, he said, thank you, God, for...
We thought this was a joke initially. We thought it was going to be like a kind of cheeky gag.
That's why we were laughing out loud.
That's why we were laughing raucously.
But anyway, and then he went, I tell you what, for this, and help those who walk alone. And Ash went, what about those that don't walk at all? He said, I've never been left out of grace before.
So, but we had to like, kind of like bowed our heads slightly, you know. And did we say amen? I know that we were sort of, a lot of people did.
I'm pretty sure
Cliff, I think, probably chimed in there.
Yeah,
And,
he sang it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Like Mariah Carey.
So anyway, but before, again, you see, what Ricky's forgotten is before Tom took to the stage, this guy walks up there, I don't know who he is, says, there's a lot of people here this afternoon, you know, it's a wonderful event, but of course there's a load of celebrities as well.
He said, thank you for all the celebrities that have turned up. And then he went, table 77, Mr. Russ Abbott. And we all round of applause. Can we have the spotlight there?
Russ Abbott, by the way, smoking a pipe. Absolutely brilliant. He looked like a bit like Barrett Holmes, this hilarious Sherlock Holmes character.
Then he went, table 107, the cast of Bad Girls. Clap.
We'd like to clap.
And then he went, table 5, Alice Beer. Clap.
Slightly smaller clapping.
Yeah. And it's just like, and I thought, when is this gonna...
he went through every single celebrity in the room.
And there were about, 100.
Table 53, John Inman, everyone. It's John Inman. Round of applause.
Yeah. And, table 70, Mr. Simon Cowell. Boo.
Yeah, there was booing there.
And they all booed him.
That was nice.
Yeah, there was a joke, ironic booing, I think.
Did they cheer for Foxy? Was he on the table?
And we didn't see Foxy.
Foxy wasn't there. He was doing his show. When they went up, they won an award, Cowell and Waterman and Chapman.
Table 43, Peter Sissons, everyone. Peter Sissons. Went through every single name. Ricky got so paranoid they might mention him that we kind of legged it upstairs and were watching from the balconies. They shone the spotlight on our table. And it was largely empty. That was particularly fun. But then at the end, Sir Cliff got up there, right? Because Sir Cliff was giving out the Lifetime Achievement Award, right? He gets up, he gives a speech, he goes, this is a personal friend of mine, a 7 days a week friend. Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Mrs. Gloria Hunniford. Right? We immediately start thinking what exactly were her lifetime achievements.
I think living that long.
That's pretty much it. I don't know what it is she's done,
I
Gloria
can tell you
Hunniford.
what she does.
I know exactly, I know she used to have a Radio 2 show, I don't think that's
We're
on
not dissing
anymore.
her, we're not dissing
No,
anyone.
good luck
We're
to her.
not taking the mick out of anyone, but,
But anyway,
it was just a strange event.
But Gloria got taken unawares by this and started to ad-lib a speech, right? And I swear to God, about 12 minutes in, she was telling us how, and I can tell you now if you're interested, her lovely daughter Karen is currently in Australia, it's partly work, it's partly a holiday, Carl, and she's having a whale of a time, but she's not spoken to her for ages.
And then she went, actually she's been there for a long time.
Yeah,
and it's like, I thought she was going to go, she doesn't call, you do that, you get a blue Peter, and this is how she
we thought she was going to get photos out, maybe, start showing it.
It was a nice event, and, everyone there, Henry Cooper was there. So Henry Cooper.
It was so good because every single element as well was sponsored by someone.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the menu. I've got the programme here, and the menu, right, the pudding is sponsored by Electrolux.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had a pudding sponsored by...
I can just imagine how that evening went, because after the Golden Globes, we know how Ricky feels about award shows. He's not very fond of them. At least that's the vibe he put off at the Golden Globes, that he wasn't very fond of those shows. Anyway, Yeah, let me jump back.
Get photos out, maybe start showing it.
It was a nice event, and everyone there. Henry Cooper was there. So Henry Cooper.
It was so good because every single element as well was sponsored by someone.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the menu. I've got the program here, and the menu, right? The pudding is sponsored by Electrolux.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had a pudding sponsored by Electrolux.
I was sponsored by Zanussi.
When everyone was doing the prayers, did you look at them with their eyes shut, like you did at school?
What do you mean?
Well, when you had
Did you look at someone with your eyes shut?
No, like you'd do that. You'd do your hands together.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you sort of look at people with their eyes shut and think that's what they look like when they're sleeping.
Play record.
Can you ever do that?
Table 60. Lisa Tarbuck. That's Corner Shop. Lessons learned from Rocky 1 to Rocky. I love that guitar. That's great. It's real glam rock. That's T-Rex and Bowie. I was going to play some from Ziggy Stardust today, but instead I brought in a different album. I want to play a bit of Bowie. Is that all right?
Oh, of course, yeah, always.
Bit of Beatles. Still to come up, by the way. We with the education of Carl. Last week he did Che Guevara. He did very well. Before that, the week before that, you learned all about Rasputin, didn't you? And this week you've been studying Hitler, haven't you? How would that go? How do you reckon that?
It's a bit tough.
Okay.
I mean, I'll give you the full story later, Steve. Do you know much about him?
No.
So, they're all linked. All these stories I've been reading, they've all got a similar sort of thing going through them. They're born, they have a bit of a tough upbringing. Things aren't going well, and they seem to take it out on other people.
Okay.
Right, I'll tell you more later.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can... I mean, I don't think Hitler and Che Guevara...
It's the same thing. Che Guevara, when he was a kid, had, like, asthma. Right? He wasn't an happy kid. Hitler, he
only had one ball.
Well, I was trying to find about that.
Yeah, seriously, he phoned me up in the week. I said, how's it going? He went, I've just skimmed it. I was looking for the testicle thing. Now, I don't know if they left that out, or it's not true.
Right.
He was trying to look up that Hitler has only got one ball.
I think they only did it to wind him up. Because it's like, you might be taking over the world, but we're all saying you've only got one testicle.
Sure.
And it's
so did you look in the index and it's sort of Hitler, Adolf, family life, early childhood, testicles? Testicles, absence of.
Sort of skimmed through, because...
One of. Mother, brackets other. Albert Hall.
Yeah.
The only thing I could find was at one point in like, when he was trying to run the place, there was a meeting going on, and somebody had put a bag in the meeting room and it blew up.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering whether it was under the table. Yeah, but...
What, you're wondering if it blew a testicle?
It was the testicle was under the table.
No, the bag blew off the ball.
No, the ball sack was probably hanging below the protective top, and so that's where he could have lost.
But why would he have only just lost the one?
Because
the way he was sitting.
Cross-legged or something. Sure. Sure. Okay. Well, I mean, again. Last week we had a Che Guevara expert phoned up. Maybe they could. Maybe there's a Hitler expert this time who could maybe phone up and confirm the testicle theory.
Yeah.
What's the number again, Carl?
08700 800 1234.
You need to have at least done a PhD or something.
I don't think we should invite calls about Hitler. I think we're asking for trouble.
No, I'm talking about someone who's done a study of him and who's done a PhD.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about any old nutter.
And also, Carl's lottery numbers. He's a little bit more confident this week.
Okay, good.
He went there more like it, and I looked at him and I laughed. He went, no. Even Suzanne said I'm on more on the right lines there. Is anyone who has done a degree in maths or A-level maths that can bear? Carl won't believe this, right? Carl thinks I was trying to. I know I was partly doing it to confuse him. Just see that look on his face, like a cat, right? But there is the chances with a random numbers, for example, the lottery, of getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are no greater than any other single combination.
Right.
Now that's true. I don't mean you're more likely to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 than any other combination put together, but than any other individual combination, they're all equal. It's counterintuitive, I know. I know you think that to get a run of 1 to 6 is less likely than anything else, but it's not. Any named combination... It's not, Carl. If there's a probability...
Well, it's never happened. It's never happened.
Yeah, but there's any...
It doesn't matter if it's never happened. It's all in probabilities. It's all random, so you never know what's going to show up when. So it is possible to get, like you said, to get 1 through 6. It's just how many times would it take to get that is the question. But
Any named
is.
it's not, Carl. If there's a
Well, it's
probability...
never happened. Yeah, it's never happened.
Yeah, but there's any number of
There's
combinations that
never happened. Every one of those combinations that have come up have happened, and they're just as likely or unlikely as any other combination. Right? It's just that you feel intuitively, right, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is less likely than 1, 7, 12, 34, 60. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't win.
Play record.
Okay.
Wu-Tang Clan, Uzi, on XFM 104.9. Well, here we are. St Patrick's Day,
Oh, hooray! Brilliant.
Guinness, etc.
I hate people. I hate English people, I should say, who are obsessed with celebrating St. Patrick's Day. You know, all crazy. It's like Chris Evans used to rave on about it. We're going to Dublin. We're going to get drunk. Wow. It's like it means nothing.
I
to
think
English
XFM
people,
just
does it?
did that, to be
Well,
honest.
yeah, exactly. Just as bad.
Careful. They are employers. You don't want to annoy them. What would we do without this?
That's true.
Eh?
Yeah, have an enjoyable Saturday.
No, this is my favourite 2 hours. You like this, don't you?
Well, I don't know.
We can't do this through May and June.
No, we'll be gone.
We've got to record the second series of The Office. What are we going to do, Carl? What are you going to do on a Saturday?
Host the show yourself?
Doing it on my own.
Yeah.
You are not.
Are you seriously thinking of it? Have they asked
We've
you
made
to do
you
it?
everything you...
Why would you not think about it?
Because I've been there, done that.
Next challenge, please.
Oh dear. Do you know what St Patrick did? Why he was revered as a saint and everything? What was he famous for in Ireland? He rid Ireland of something.
I don't know, but I bet he started off with something odd happening in his life.
What, you think he had asthma or something as a kid?
The old days.
And he took it out on what, though?
What did he do? Exactly, he took it out on something. What did he do? What did he rid Ireland of?
St. Patrick.
St Patrick.
This is why we're going to get crazy and drunk tomorrow. This is why we're also happy to celebrate his anniversary, or whatever it is we're celebrating. This is
That's why we have a crack.
Yeah, this is why we don't bother to celebrate, the birthdays of James Joyce, one of the great novelists of this century, or Samuel Beckett, one of the great playwrights. We actually celebrate this man, St. Patrick, the man who did what?
Don't diss him. He did a good job of it as well, because there's none there now. There are none of these in Ireland. So he rid Ireland of something.
Come on, Carl. Think of something. Just give us an answer. What's the
He
first
went
thing?
round on a horse whacking them and...
He went on a horse whacking them.
Yeah.
What was it, Carl?
What did he rid Ireland of?
Went on a horse. Foxes. I don't know.
No, you're on the right lines.
On the right lines. It was an animal.
Oh. Bears.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was bears.
Wow! It was snakes.
Right.
And there are no snakes in
He
Ireland.
rid Ireland of all the snakes.
Yeah.
Who did it?
I knew it was either snakes or rats. It was one or the other. I couldn't remember which one it was. Because if I remember right, wasn't the story of the Pied Piper based off of him? Or am I thinking of something different that was based off of? Anyway, let's get back to this. But yeah, I knew it was either rats or snakes. I just couldn't remember which.
It was. Yes, it was bears.
Wow! It was snakes.
Right.
And there are no snakes in
He
Ireland.
rid Ireland of all the snakes.
Yeah.
Who did it here then? Because there isn't that many.
Well, I think he had a stab at it over here as well, but got tired and went back.
Yeah.
That's why there's just a few snakes here.
Is
Is it true that there are no snakes in Ireland?
I think it is. I think if someone called this...
And what is there any historical evidence for St. Patrick ridding them of... I mean, how did he do it? Was it like the Pied Piper?
See, I'm not convinced that he did go around killing snakes, but there are no snakes
Really?
in Ireland, and that's... Yeah. I don't know the ins and outs. If someone knows the ins and outs, we had a few probability experts and statisticians and maths graduates confirming that indeed I was correct, that the probability of 1 to 6 in a row is no more or less likely than any other single combination in a totally random selection of balls. Which brings us back to Hitler, doesn't it? Because he only had one, didn't he?
Well,
Coming up, we'll be asking Carl all about Hitler, the education of Carl. He's done Rasputin, he's done Che Guevara.
Plus, of course, White Van Carl, where we
White
asked
Van
Carl
Carl.
some of the, his opinions on some of the hot potatoes of the week.
You learned as you go along because you've got something about St Patrick there.
Yeah.
That was thrown in for free. That was an extra...
I'll learn you something here. Snakes.
Well, sorry, can I just stop you there and I'll teach you something, right?
Go on then.
you don't learn someone something. You teach them something.
Yeah.
It's not. One's passive. You
Do you wanna know
learn.
Ricky, I'm sorry, mate, but I don't think you should be teaching people how to speak or use grammar. I just don't think it's appropriate.
Snake.
It's embarrassing, frankly, because there's so many errors you're making. It's like, where to start with you?
Oh.
Snakes, right? You're talking about snakes.
Yeah.
A lot of snakes are born with two heads. It's like a familiar type thing that happens to snakes. when
Okay.
you're
Yeah. They take it for granted, don't they?
born. Right. Snakes born two heads. They'll fight each other for food, even though it's going in the same body.
Isn't that weird?
Mm.
Were there kids at school that you went who had two heads?
The
and did that?
snake twins.
Yeah.
From Moseley. Oh.
There was kids at your school with two heads? Was that right? What?
No, they had big heads.
Oh, they had big heads.
And webbed hands, but they weren't related, and they weren't friends because that would have been too obvious.
Yeah.
He said.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, listen. Before you came in, right? I sneezed a couple of times. So if I'm allergic, I've still got a bit of a cold. And I said, "Oh God," he went, "Bloody hell!" I was like, "Sorry," and he went, "You know, you can't sneeze with your eyes open." I went, "Yeah." Yeah, and then he was obviously thinking to himself still, and after a pause he went, "Would your eyes really fly out?" And I started laughing. He went, "No, because that... Has anyone ever done that, do you think? Has anyone ever held someone down, torturing them, and held their eyelids open and gave them pepper and see if their eyes would fly out?" And he said, and then he went, I'm just looking at him again, the silence, and then he went, of his own accord, he just went, "I can't see it happening."
Your song here, Ricky.
Oh, this, Bowie. Sorrow. Beautiful. Sorrow by David Bowie. I've got that on a compilation today, but I think it's originally off the Pin-Ups album, the one we did all the covers, because he didn't write that, did he? That was the one with him and Twiggy on the front cover, isn't it?
Right.
I haven't had that for ages. I haven't got that. So
Sorry, you lost me. I don't know what you're talking about.
are you reading a book there?
No, I was just reading the brochure there, the programme, if you will, for the Television and Radio Industries Club Awards that we went to. Incidentally, we lost.
We lost to Linda Green.
Yeah, we didn't win an award.
For the best comedy.
But you might be interested to know that Tom O'Connor is in constant demand for corporate functions both here and abroad, and his client list includes many multinational companies. No mean golfer, Tom took the literary world by surprise in 1992 when his first humorous golf book, From the Wood to the Tees, made the bestseller list. I noticed it didn't take the literary world by storm.
No.
It took it by surprise.
They're going, we can't say storm. We've got to say by surprise, from behind.
But his first humorous golf book, From the Wood to the Tees, made the bestseller list. I don't know if that's just books about golf, that bestseller list. Subsequent successful books include One Flew Over the Clubhouse,
Brilliant. Genius.
Take a Funny Turn, Follow Me, I'm Right Behind You, and Eat Like a Horse, Drink Like a Fish.
Does it mention Celebrity Squares? Didn't he do that?
No.
He did
Crosswits.
name that tune.
Once, right? It's
Crosswits. Do you remember Crosswits?
It was from the 80s.
It was like a crossword game show.
It was often with Kate Copstick, but I saw one, right? It was on Challenge TV being repeated. And no, Andy Crane. Remember Andy Crane?
Yep.
He was the link man, and he went, coming up next, Tom O'Connor with Crosswits with well, in my opinion, one of the best Crosswits players of all time, John Junkin.
Oh, who's your favourite Crosswits player?
It's got to be Junkin for me as well. But Copstick was
Barry
all right.
Cryer's bloody good.
Cryer was good. I watched Call My Bluff in the week.
Is this with Toxic and
yeah,
Colin?
it was quite good. I quite enjoyed
I
it.
imagine you could get on there if you
I
want.
used to watch it with what's his name? Famer.
Yeah.
Famer. Yeah. Oh, that was great.
You're
impression.
brilliant impressions, because obviously while Bowie was playing, you were doing your infamous Bowie impression, which is the best one you do, actually.
Well, that's just because Carl said, you know what? He said, I'd love to go out for a drink with David Bowie. Of all the people that come in here for sessions, I think he's really good him. And I said, I think he'd like you as well. That's all. And I just went, hello, Carl. You're strange. You're alien. It interests me. Myself and Ian, I'd like to put you on the... Yeah, I just imagine you and Bowie in a pub somewhere.
Isn't that pretty much the same impression you do when you do Ian Canfield?
No. Ian Canfield's more like that. But not on air. On air, he's sort of like this sort of eloquent 40-year-old capital DJ.
Yeah.
And
But when you talk to him in the studio,
he's
like a
slowly
rock
turning.
legend.
He's slowly turning into Tommy Vance, isn't he? It's one of his pillars of rock. Canfield. He loves Vance, Lemmy, Diano.
If we run out of material later in the show, which is likely.
Yeah.
Considering we're now talking about Ian
We ran out of it at 1:05.
Exactly. But could I maybe just sort of interview you as David Bowie?
Yeah,
in a
that
sort
would-
of humorous sketch.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Maybe it could be the idea that what if like David Bowie was, a cab driver? What would he say? What was some of the funny things he would say?
We saw that, what was that in when it said, Dead Ringers coming up? If you've ever wondered what, it would
did you
sound
see
like...
this? Dead Ringers is this impressionist show. It's on Radio 4 and they did a TV version.
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you make of it?
Didn't like it.
It was alright, no, it was just that the write-up in,
Radio
one
Times, I
magazine,
think it
the
was.
Radio Times, said, ever wondered what it would be like if, Robbie Williams was singing George Formby? Or what would it be like if, there was an Animal Hospital...
was hosted by Anne Robinson.
Yeah, yeah.
I have wondered. Were those two sketches on there last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they like?
You are the weakest...
You are the weakest dog
skink.
or something?
No, what was it? It was something like they had to vote off an animal to die or something. It was something like that. Yeah, it was.
This is
all right.
flagging. Quick, do your Bowie again.
Oh, come in here. Look, it's Tin Machine. Now let's play Changes. Hello, Iggy Pop, you nutter. Stop cutting your sand.
Which one?
Travis, Flowers in the Window on XFM 104.9. 2 o'clock, halfway through. Oh, it's our favourite time, isn't it? My favourite time of the week where we come in here and play some records, have a chat.
Ricky, a lot of people are wondering who you are.
I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant.
Hi.
There's little Carl over there. Steve, it's time for...
White Van Carl. We should definitely get some jingles. I think the show sort of lacks jingles, I think.
Yeah.
Noises.
Yeah.
Funny sound effects.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Wow. Yeah. What's
Go on.
Mr. Nosy Neighbour interested in? Hello? What's going on here? Oh, we should definitely get some pre-recorded comedy noises, Carl,
Yeah.
for next
yeah, well,
week.
that's my job, but unfortunately I'm busy reading about Hitler.
Oh.
For those that don't know and aren't familiar with this feature, basically The Sun runs a White Van Man column where it asks just people who, every men and women, their views on news stories from the week, and we decided we'd just ask Carl his opinion on some of the same issues. This week...
Not like us to rip off another idea and just use it for our own...
No.
No, but this time...
The White Van Man in the Sun this week is Herbie Crossman from Harrow in Middlesex.
Herbie.
And he's asked his opinion, Carl, and what's yours, on pop idol Will Young admitting he is gay. Come on, Carl.
I don't understand what the big deal is.
Exactly. Who cares? You are who you are. That's why I try to get that into my kid's head. It's like, you are who you are. What everybody else thinks doesn't matter. It's what you think about yourself that matters. That's it. That's the only thing that matters.
Talking to different people about it, and they've said, oh, it could affect the sales, girls won't like him anymore, which I think is rubbish.
Yeah, because it finished George Michael's career, didn't it?
Well, yeah, and I was thinking when I was growing up, right,
And Freddie Mercury.
I was into Kim Wilde, right?
Sure.
Now...
And her kids.
You're not going
in
to tell me
America.
she's gay, are you?
No, but if they said, oh, she's a leather,
Yeah.
right, I wouldn't say, right, that's it, I'm taking kids in America back to the shop, I'm disgusted.
Sure.
I liked her.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to meet her and marry her and that, so what does it matter?
Yeah.
Will Young, he's a good voice, he's gay,
Exactly.
a lot of gay people in the world.
Georgie boy was gay, I guess.
There you go.
Nothing more and nothing less. The kindest guy I ever knew.
So
Do
no
your
big-
Bowie.
No big deal.
That's one of your favourite songs, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Kidding of Georgie Parts 1 and 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you make of the police protesting to Parliament over reforms?
That's not the band. Before you say.
Right, what's all that about?
Okay, well, the police have had various kind of gripes and grumbles which they've taken to Parliament, try and get them sorted.
Like what?
Well, it could take ages, basically.
They don't like the pointy helmets anymore.
Yeah.
They want flat caps.
They feel that their powers are restricted. They get a lot of bad press. They're not being paid well. They're under resourced.
They actually demonstrated, didn't they, outside?
I think they may have done, yeah.
At least they're doing something about it instead of just sitting there moaning. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
They're going to the top, trying to sort it out.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yep.
What do you make of the police generally? Are they doing a good job?
They've woke me up a couple of times at about 4 a.m. when I was a kid.
Right, was that because they were looking
why
looking for your brother in his tank?
Yeah. Did a Sherman tank just come through here?
Yeah.
No, my mates nicked cars and gave my name and all that.
Right. Were they friends of yours? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those aren't the kind of friends you want if they're gonna steal cars and give your name. You know what I mean? Those aren't the kind of friends you need around you. You need people that are gonna keep their mouths shut. Stick to themselves. You know what I mean?
Right, was that because they were looking for your brother in his tank?
Yeah, did a Sherman tank just come through here?
Yeah.
No, my mates nicked cars and gave my name and all that.
Right. Were they friends of yours? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you make of fears that dumped Britney Spears, she's been dumped by her boyfriend, there's worries that she may be cracking up, Carl? You concerned?
What are the signs?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm just reading from this section, but I would assume that she's obviously showed signs of depression, maybe.
She'll be alright. I remember, Zoe Harris, when she sort of got bored of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Get over it, don't even think about her now.
What, and how long did it take you, to get over Zoe?
Zoe Harris.
How long did it take you
To be honest, right, it was like...
Sorry. I thought he was getting ready to tell a story about her being depressed about something. Not him. Get over it. Don't even think about her now. That was messed up.
I remember, Zoe Harris, when she sort of got bored of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Get over it, don't even think about her now.
What, and how long did it take you, to get over Zoe?
Zoe Harris.
How long did it take you
To be honest, right, it was like one of my first girlfriends, and she was a pain. I remember I went out with her because she wouldn't stop hassling me, right?
Yeah.
And I remember
A good reason to fall in love with
that. Oh, go on
I
then.
never talked to her, and then the bit that really got me, I thought I half liked her, and then I remember, right, we were at a school party, sort of infant school.
Infant school?
Right.
Are you sure it wasn't junior school?
Well, it's on the cusp.
Yeah.
Like, when you're about to leave infants and go to the next one.
Yeah.
And she was crying because
You were saying, I don't think we should move in together.
He was crying.
She was crying.
Oh, was she?
Had you
She must
stolen
have
her
been-
milk?
She must have been nearly 6. Why didn't she grow up?
No, she was crying because somebody had stood on her dress and put a bit of an hole in it. And I said, oh, for God's sake.
I can't stand this. Oh,
So
God.
you,
I just think him.
so you gave her a slap.
I just think of him, like 6, like with clogs and a flat cap, going slightly bald, going, for Christ's sake, woman, come on.
That's what I was pictured. Oh my God. Carl is a little kid. Going, oh, for Christ's sake. That's exactly what I was picturing, was Carl looking the way he does now, just as a youngster. You know what I mean? So I guess I can see where Ricky was going with that one.
Him, like 6, like with clogs and a flat cap, going slightly bald, going, for Christ's sake, woman, come on. Oh,
Like my pipe.
That finished it because all her mates were saying, come on, Carl, she's upset. And I was like, oh, whatever. So again.
hold on, though. Wait a minute. What do you mean all the mates were saying, like, come on, Carl? They were 6, weren't they?
Yeah, but they were saying, come on, she's crying. Help her out.
And,
like, look,
and you
she's-
did nothing?
I don't know.
She's not injured. Got a hole in her skirt.
Yeah, but she was upset and you were her boyfriend.
Well,
So what did you do? Tell me the story. Where were you?
didn't work out.
You were at some kind of school do. There was a hole in her
That's why
dress.
it didn't work out, he said.
Do you treat your current girlfriend in the same way? This callous disregard for someone's feelings?
His current girlfriend does not tread on her dress. Does she? Oh, she didn't.
So
tread,
as far
did
as
she?
you're concerned, what was her name? Sarah?
Zoe.
Zoe Harris. You just felt like, well, if she's going to make a whinge about, a silly little hole, screw her.
Yeah.
You're all heart, Carl.
Jesus.
What would you have done?
I'd have gone over there and give her a lovely kiss.
You wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
We were playing Dead Arm. In the corner.
Ask him another question.
Okay, very final
One more.
thought then. What do you say to the fact that a judge has decided that we, the general public, have a right to know about stars' flings? Basically, this is an excuse. This is basically saying, should papers be allowed to print tittle-tattle about celebrities,
Oh, this is.
providing it's proven true?
Oh, this is something about, isn't it, a Division 1 football or something? It's definitely had of Premiership football as an affair, and it is true, but he's trying to keep privacy. And the judge said, well, it's not for us to censor the press over things that are true.
Right.
it's up to the general public to either boycott or not. You know, that publication.
What do you think, Carl? What about all this, exposing, going through the, the bins of celebrities?
It's not right, is it? But
No.
people are interested in it and buy the papers to read it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I said to you the other week, everyone has a go at Beckham for not being that bright. But at the end of the day, he's a good footballer. Doesn't really matter what goes on.
Yeah.
It's the same thing all over the place. Sensationalism sells. And people want gossip. People want gossip about celebrities because they want to know that they're real people. They want to know that they're actual people like everyone else. So they want the gossip. They want the dirty stories. They want the infighting in between the celebrities because it lets them know that they're real people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I get where he's coming from on that.
Is it? But
No.
people are interested in it and buy the papers to read it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I said to you the other week, everyone has a go at Beckham for not being that bright. But at the end of the day, he's a good footballer. Doesn't really matter what goes on off the pitch, does it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But what if you were a celebrity and they sort of splashed over the front page the fact that you just, didn't care
Left
less
my
for Zoe
girlfriend
Harris
because-
Yeah.
and her torn dress?
Zoe Harris is still upset.
Yeah, they dug her out, The night Carl Pilkington reduced me to tears.
Nah, I haven't done anything that bad.
Sure.
I wouldn't be worried.
Did you win the dead arm contest?
No. I was thinking about that the other day. Do you think there's a chance I could get blood clots in later life?
Did you play that a lot?
Yeah, a hell of a lot.
Did you ever do it, but like kind of headbutting?
No,
Okay, because that would have explained something.
dead arms.
Sure.
Any more?
No, that's it, Carl.
And
Thank you very
it
much
was
indeed.
with people's blessing, was it? You had to give them a go,
Yeah.
and you played it with girls.
No.
All right,
Oh, my mates.
right.
So
Oh,
you were
okay.
playing dead arms while she was off dancing and getting her hole ruined.
Yeah.
You romantic, you.
That's great. And you haven't changed a bit, have you? You still do that to this day, don't you? At functions and events. Oh dear.
Oh,
well,
dear.
what track we got here? You've wanted a track.
Yes, I just thought I'd dig out some old Elliott Smith. I've quite enjoyed his work, and this was a previous single and the first track from his album Figure 8, Son of Sam.
XFM 104.9.
Sorry, I was going
Sorry,
to back
go on.
announce that track and just mention it was Elliott Smith and the track Son of Sam.
Well, I think I'd just better ask Carl a couple of quick questions about Hitler. Then we can get on with our lives.
Okay, and we can tick that particular box.
Yeah, but that yeah. Okay, Carl.
Put that particular dictator to bed.
It's week 3 of his education. You've nailed Rasputin and Che Guevara. I don't want to lose complete sight of those. I'll maybe ask you a couple of those in the week just to so you keep your mind on it. But Hitler.
Tell us the story.
What have you learnt?
Do you want to ask some questions?
No, not really. Just sum it up in a minute. What do you
Can't do it
think?
in a minute.
Well, can I ask some questions then? Where was he born?
Austria.
Tell us about his early life.
Right, he was a young lad. He
Brilliant.
What in his early life? Okay.
Yeah.
what's the name? He's
I wasn't expecting that, but I should have been. Something about his young lad. He was a young lad. So, okay. So tell him about his early life.
do it in a minute.
Well, can I ask some questions then? Where was he born?
Austria.
Tell us about his early life.
Right, he was a young lad. He
Brilliant.
What in his early life? Okay.
Yeah.
what's the name? His mum
Yeah.
was his dad's second cousin, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
They had 5 kids.
Steve's going, yeah, it's usually first cousin where I come from. Oh, that's unfair, isn't it? There's no need for that.
There
Go
was
on.
there was 5 kids, but only 2 of them, including Hitler, including him and his sister survived. The others died at an early age.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, so they grew up, and the mum died and the dad died and that, and he thought, oh, what am I going to do? Because he didn't do well at school, didn't have many qualifications,
No?
liked art,
Did he have a GCSE in history?
right? And then, so he said, right, I'm going to go to Munich. I missed a bit out, actually. Jewish people were in Austria.
I just caught what Steve said. He said, did he have a GSC? I don't know the letters. GSCE? Or something. similar to that in history, because that's what Carl got tested in. It's the only one he registered for. I like that callback. It almost slipped by me.
Dad's second cousin, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
They had 5 kids.
Steve's going, yeah, it's usually first cousin where I come from. Oh, that's unfair, isn't it? There's no need for that.
There was 5 kids, but only 2 of them, including Hitler, including him and his sister, survived. The others died at an early age.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, so they grew up, and the mum died and the dad died and that, and he thought, oh, what am I going to do? Because he didn't do well at school, didn't have many qualifications.
No.
Liked art.
Did he have a GCSE in history?
Liked
GCSE.
art, right? And then, so he said, right, I'm going to go out to Munich. I missed a bit out, actually. Jewish people were in Austria, he didn't really like them.
Okay.
He thought they got, special treatments and stuff, and just didn't like them. So he went to Munich, and he joined the army.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And he was in the army, and he got injured.
Right.
So he went to hospital, and whilst he was in hospital, the World War One ended, and he was like, "Oh God, I want to."
I was enjoying that.
Yeah, well, so don't, because you're breaking the concentration.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not even sure I want to join in on this one, just in case.
Okay.
Right, go on.
Right. So,
He was in hospital.
He's in hospital. It gets a bit better. He's never that fit though. He's one of these blokes who was always ill. Was on something like 30 tablets a day or something. Comes out of there, joins some other army.
Right.
God, I knew it all this morning.
I can see it running to ground. I just see his face going, I'm not nailing the fact, am I? And joined another army, and it was
Listen, let's try and help you. So,
Here's a good bit. I remember this bit. He thought that war to men, right, was like childbirth is to women. That's how important he thought it was.
all right.
Right? So it's like, you fight for 9 months, and at the end of it, you own something, right?
Yeah.
So, he goes on and all that. He's in Berlin.
Yeah.
And he's fighting his way through, trying to take over countries and that. And he does he do Berlin? Does he?
sorry, wait a minute. Is he Chancellor yet?
What year is it? 35? Where are you?
Let's skip the kind of climb to power. Then he's now the dictator of Germany.
Right, he's in charge, yeah. And this is when he gets his own back on the Jewish people and that, and he's got his own little armies, and he's setting fire to Jewish businesses and all this. And anyway, cut a long story short, he
Please do.
he when he came to fighting Britain,
Yeah.
came a bit sort of unstuck,
Yeah.
right? Started fighting.
Not
back.
so easy, is it, this world domination, Adolf?
Britain was there, France was helping out,
Yeah.
Americans were helping out.
Yeah.
So he
Well,
thought, oh God, so
a
he
bit
goes,
late, but yeah, go on.
he goes into a bunker in Berlin,
Yeah.
and it's all kicking off,
Yeah.
and apparently Germany sort of surrenders,
Yeah.
says it's all over, forget it, we can't beat you. He was really annoyed with this, and he thought, oh, I can't show my face around here. So
Because it would be embarrassing.
he's with his missus, who nobody knew was his wife,
Right.
Eva, in this bunker.
Yeah.
And so he said, oh, I've had enough of this. He shoots himself.
Yeah.
She poisons herself, and the chauffeur buries him or something, or burns him.
Right.
And in all the time he was in charge, 50 million people died.
So that's 1918 to 1945.
Yeah.
Between
It felt like that.
between Travis and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Next week. That's fantastic.
That's remarkable. I have to say that you sort of lost your grasp somewhere along the line, because you started off confidently, but you lost your
I've had a really busy week, and last night I was whizzing through it.
Sure.
And then this morning I woke up, and Suzanne had been away for about 3 days, right?
Yeah.
I hardly spoke to her. She's been busy, I've been busy. First thing I say when I wake up, oh, just ask me some stuff on Hitler.
You are romantic. Oh, that's great.
That's how stressful it's getting. But I knew it all this morning, honestly.
No, but that's fine. I think you've summed up you've done that. Right,
captured in essence.
just for a bit of balance,
He did a fair job, considering, considering you only had the 1 week to prepare and you had a busy week. You did a fair job at it.
What are your next week's homework? It's the same series. There's little books. There's tiny little books, just 3 inches long by 2 inches wide.
Crammed with so much information there.
Winston Churchill. There you go. You'll enjoy that. Okay. Yeah?
I'm getting a bit bored now, though. This is what happened in school.
Think of the listeners.
Did really well in infants. Once got to secondary, lost interest.
Was it the breakup between you and Harris?
And Zoe? I wondered if, you spiralled into something there.
Yeah, because it's like all these other, these men of history, they always had sort of things happen in their early childhood, didn't they? Maybe yours is the Zoe Harris dress incident.
Well, let's just refer to it as the Zoe incident.
Yeah.
From now on,
Yeah.
Winston Churchill, the bit I left out in the Hitler story, Hitler was scared of this man.
Yeah.
And I can tell you something else about Winston Churchill.
Go on.
He said he can remembers being in the womb. And he was born in a public toilet.
Play a record. PJ Harvey, this is Love, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl. Carl called me in the week, Steve. I know we sort of ban each other from speaking to him.
What, you seem to have just disobeyed that rule every
I
week?
can't believe it. I just can't resist it. But he said, just saw a programme. He said, what's that big balloon that blew up? And the newsreader was going all mental. And I went, is that the Hindenburg? He went, yeah. Oh, I said it was a big Zeppelin. He went, yeah. He went, what happened? I said, it was helium, wasn't it? And I went, yeah. So it was just a huge Zeppelin full of helium. And what caused us, I don't know, it could be a spark or anything, but of course it just goes, because it's helium so flammable. Yeah. And he went, now they didn't show this in the documentary, but did all their voices go funny? And I went, what? He went, well, no, even if you take a little bit of a little balloon of helium, your voice go funny. So if that was like millions of gallons of it, and it blew up in the air, and and it was in the atmosphere, you'd be talking like Donald Duck. He went. So imagine that.
God.
But what I liked about it, I said, this wasn't in the documentary.
No, it's an oversight. Maybe just time was against them. They didn't have time to explain.
Just like that book about Hitler didn't have his one ball incident.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
it's annoyed me that.
What was
the old Hitler book?
Why?
Just because I knew it all. Do you know what I mean? I was cycling in today. I was like, going through it all again.
Yeah.
Had it all in my head.
But that's why you should know something as opposed to just cram and have a piece of trivia that's precariously sort of teetering on the edge.
But what I don't understand,
you know what I mean? It's
well, you're not interested by it.
That's what I mean.
It's one of the most fascinating things.
You know all about things you're interested in. You never forget them, do you? You know.
Yeah, I was a bit interested in it, but like I say, I mean, I'm cramming all this into a normal week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go on and, you watch telly and that in the week, you've got loads of leisurely time. I'm sort of using the only little bit of rest time I have to learn, as well as trying to do all my other stuff.
Yeah.
He texted me yesterday about Hitler. He went, stop making me read this heavy shit. He said, I've seen in the back of this book, there's one on Elvis.
No, I mean, it is interesting, but not when you have to read it, do you know what I mean?
Right. But do you think you'd have read it in your leisure time?
Exactly.
To be honest?
No, you...
There's a difference between wanting to read something and having to read it. Even if you want to read something, having to read it, being forced to read it within a certain time period, it can take away from what you're reading because you're constantly focused on that time period. You know what I mean? So it's a complete different outlook on the book.
Read this heavy shit. He said, I've seen in the back of this book, there's one on Elvis.
No, I mean, it is interesting, but not when you have to read it, do you know what I mean?
Right. But do you think you'd have read it in your leisure time?
To be honest?
No, you wouldn't have, would you?
I wouldn't,
no.
What do you do in your leisure time?
I like, going out for food and that.
Right. Foraging. What do you mean going out for food? They come have a little hole and go
hunting.
Yeah. This is Carl. He's hungry. He knows he has to get to the greasy spoon by 11. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Many of Carl's close friends have never made it across this road.
There was a zebra crossing installed just for the safety of Carl. Beep, 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 beep. Can I have a bacon butty and... Carl is enjoying his... Wow, but he has to get back.
His girlfriend's asked for one as well. She's home with a PlayStation 2.
Wow.
Oh.
Beep.
All right, Rick. It was David Bowie impressions earlier. Now it's just a selection of crazy sound effects, like that guy in Police Academy.
You said you wanted some. He hasn't got time to make them up. He's reading about Hitler. You heard him.
Do a machine gun or a helicopter.
We've got to do all our own sound effects. Oh. So do you want a week off? Do you not want to learn about Winston Churchill? Why don't you read it if you want to, and just if you get interested, then read on. I think
Because that's what I did with school, and it didn't work.
No, you decided you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
but hasn't that taught you something?
Can't we just do it like a TV series? It doesn't go on forever. We've done 3 weeks. Give it a rest now for the summer.
Yeah, because most series last for 3 weeks.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favourite subject in the world? What's your favourite thing in the world?
I would have said what at school, like.
No, just in life. What are you interested in?
I like little interesting bits, like
sentences.
Atlantic Ocean. It's got 17 quadrillion gallons of water in it.
Right.
Well, that's interesting without having to read a book. And
why is that interesting though? What are you basing it on? When you think of 17 quadrillion,
it's a lot, isn't it?
What are you imagining?
Just like a big wave. Imagine how much water.
Yeah.
Well,
what's your subject then?
I don't know. No, it's just that when I said what's your favourite subject, you gave me a fact that is so.
No, but that sort of thing. Like I said to you before, you were talking about monkeys, and I said, do you know that if you give a monkey a childbirth tablet, it works on it the same way because it's kitted out the same.
Could I just say something? We weren't talking about monkeys.
What were we talking about then?
You know, we were talking about something completely different, and you went, if you give a monkey a childbirth pill, it works. That's what you said.
No, we were talking about monkeys.
We weren't. We were talking about sneezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you went, if you give a monkey childbirth pills, it works. That's.
Well, yeah, we were talking about interesting things about sneezing, and I remembered an interesting fact about monkeys. So.
Anyway, 2:30, brilliant.
Into his mind, out of his mouth. Yeah, it's that's Carl. He likes. He said he likes little bits, but what he likes is simple facts. You know what I mean? That's what he likes. Is just little simple facts. It's kind of like you would get from a trivia game, and it's like that's what sticks with him. Is those little tidbits of information about things. So I get where he's coming from on that. I used to be the same way.
That's.
Well, yeah, we were talking about interesting things about sneezing, and I remembered an interesting fact about monkeys. So.
Anyway, 2:30, brilliant. What did happen to that bloke who used to make the sound effects in Police Academy?
I don't know.
He was brilliant, wasn't he? Do you remember him?
I don't remember.
Was he called Hightower?
Yeah, he was good.
No.
Yeah?
Hightower,
If anyone knows, give us a call.
Who's, Michael Winslow?
Blur. Girls and boys.
You've embarrassed yourself then, Gervais.
What?
Well, we've had a number of calls and emails pointing out that the Hindenburg disaster was not because the Zeppelin was filled with helium,
hydrogen,
but filled with hydrogen.
Right, okay. Well, I thought about that when he told me in the week.
Yeah, but
I assumed he must have got that off from the documentary, so it just went up. So that's probably why the voices didn't go.
That was probably why it didn't feature in the documentary.
Yeah,
but it seems to me we should have thought of that. I mean, like it's school fates and stuff where they're like filling little balloons with helium.
Yeah,
you know, there'd be all kinds of horror stories if they were just just blowing up, left, right, and centre. I don't think you can just blow helium up like that.
I get where Steve's coming from. He said we should have known that. Yeah, I knew that. It didn't dawn on me what he said at first. We learned about the Zeppelin in school, the Hindenburg, the explosion and everything. But you gotta remember that was, oh Lord, 35 years ago. So it's been a minute. I can't remember yesterday sometimes. So 35 years ago is a stretch.
What? Isn't that the point? What I'm saying is it can't be as potentially lethal as hydrogen, helium.
Well, what, hydrogen isn't as bad as helium?
No, helium's not as bad as hydrogen.
I don't know what you're saying, because that Hindenburg was hydrogen.
Flammable.
Yeah, and I'm saying, why did we think it was helium? That's crazy. You go to school fates and stuff with like little kids, and they're filling up little balloons with helium. They wouldn't have big canisters of helium, you know, at a charity event or, a small kind
If it
of
was
bring and buy
dangerous.
sale if it was deadly.
Yeah, but it's not as big. I mean, when you buy those balloons at a fair, it's not as big as that big
But presumably
balloon.
it's still flammable, is it?
But it wasn't the fact how dangerous the rare gas was, or it was the fact that it was made of this thing that caught fire and just went. There was nothing. A hole in it would have been as bad. It just burnt quickly and fell to the.
That's a question. I want to check something real fast. Hey Siri. Is helium flammable? No, it's not flammable. Okay. That's what I thought. It was throwing me off. That's what originally threw me off about that statement. Was helium's not flammable. Hydrogen is. Hydrogen is highly flammable. So helium is lighter than air. That's why it makes balloons go up.
Not as big as that big
But presumably
balloon.
it's still flammable, is it?
But it wasn't the fact how dangerous the rare gas was, or it was the fact that it was made of this thing that caught fire and just went. There was nothing. A hole in it would have been as bad. It just burnt quickly and fell to the ground because the hydrogen or helium escaped. It wasn't. It was irrelevant that what the gas was, wasn't it?
I thought it was
largely?
that there was supposed to be some kind of explosion.
Well, I don't know what it was, but the point is because the outer thing was so thin, right? The gas inside escaped and it fell to the
So
ground.
it just fell to the ground like when you've popped a balloon.
Well, not
It didn't
quite.
sort of go.
It didn't like flap all over the
No.
place and make a zany noise.
But I tell you what, 'cause when I was looking on the internet in the week for it, I was like trying to get a bit more.
I can picture Carl going, it didn't go. I just that image got in my head.
Well, I don't know what it was, but the point is because the outer thing was so thin, right? The gas inside escaped and it fell to the
So
ground.
it just fell to the ground like when you've popped a balloon.
Well, not
It didn't
quite.
sort of go.
It didn't like flap all over the
No.
place and make a zany noise.
But I tell you what, 'cause when I was looking on the internet in the week for it, I was like trying to get a bit more info on it. Guess how many balloons it would take, helium balloons, to lift a human up?
Go on.
6,000.
Should we do it?
6,000 balloons.
Brilliant. Next week, that's got to be a challenge.
Can we? Is there a
Oh,
sort of
no.
balloon company or some sort of party company that are willing to sponsor us to lift Carl
Into the air
Right.
with helium balloons.
10 feet off the ground, where we'll tether him down, right? Is there someone willing to pay for 6,000 balloons to try and lift
We can
Carl
maybe
up?
get some kind of company to sponsor it. I'm thinking like Electrolux, if they're going to sponsor puddings.
If they're going to sponsor puddings, and celebrities, Russ Abbott, they will sponsor Carl being lifted. Heat magazine, come on. They're big selling, very successful magazine there, and they know about Carl because they've mentioned him. Heat magazine, can we have a heat balloon? Yeah? Oh,
6,000's an awful lot,
into
Rick.
the air. Yeah, it's the heat 6,000 Carl challenge. Lift Carl 10 feet into the air.
Yeah.
Come on.
What about if it was Carl and Dr. Fox? We could get two different balloons.
I think we need a lot more than 6,000.
a lot more for Fox, isn't it?
To mix, yeah. The heights. I just explained what I'm laughing at, right? We just had a call from someone saying his company would sponsor Carl, right, to be raised by all these balloons if he could have a walk-on part in the office. And we immediately went, oh, we're worried about that sort of thing. You can't really promise that artistic, and I was worried about the legality of it as well. How can you promise someone that for personal gain that's a private, and all that sort of stuff, right? And I went, oh, I don't know. And anyway, put the phone down to him, and Carl went... I love the fact you're more effing worried about that than me being raised 30 feet in the effing air. You started getting scared, did you? Are you worried about it?
You're quite excited about the idea of the challenge, though, aren't you?
I like the idea, but I want like.
Why do you like the idea, Carl?
Oh, what if it went all wrong and we're there going, oh, the humanity of it.
I think we need
Carl
to get...
is just, he's just
And
turned...
the rope would pull out my trousers. And
Oh, no, it's definitely got to be Dr. Fox if that's going to happen.
Oh, God. Oh, we've got to do this.
So hang on, but let's just think about because wait a minute. I mean, we say this, but we'd have to get all kinds of health and safety people involved.
No, we wouldn't.
Of course we can't just start raising you in the air.
No, you're allowed to do it on private land, aren't you?
Look what happened to the Hindenburg.
No, but I was just saying there was lots of people died. Listen, look, all we do is we get someone, right?
But what if he gets loose and he just floats off into the air?
No, we never. And he meets his magpie that he lost. He used to peck his
Pecked at my
grifter.
balloons.
So
I'm so excited about this. Listen, we've got to do this.
No, but
Please.
shut up a minute. Let's
No.
just stop and think about it. It's
Right.
60,000 balloons.
Balloons. Look, no,
Was
it's
it
not. It's
6,000?
6,000.
But 6,000 balloons, that's a lot of balloons.
No, it's not. No, it's
don't be
not.
silly.
For
6,000
sponsorship, people pay for... no, listen, it's worth it. There must be a company out there that'll pay for this, just so we can film
Hang
it.
on, is there not an easier way of just getting one big balloon? Then the challenge is there's no challenge then.
No, it's
Yeah,
got to
it's
be.
not
It's
fun,
got to have
right?
people coming up and hooking balloons. It'd be like Buckaroo,
challenge.
and the person who puts the balloon that actually raises him 10 feet wins a prize or something.
So hang on, so what we've got each person with like 500 balloons.
Yeah.
That's mad. Can you imagine how many balloons that is? That's ludicrous.
6,000. Yeah.
That's an awful lot of balloons.
I don't know. There must be someone that could do this. Oh look, people have walked on the moon for Christ's sake. We can raise Carl Pilkington with some balloons.
Yes, but they had a NASA budget. We've got XFM behind us.
Yeah, but balloons,
Yeah.
balloons are cheap. You can get about a pack of 25 for about 150.
Right, fine.
No,
True.
Yeah, the helium though, Carl. You can't just like attach yourself to a pack of balloons.
No, but
What, you think we blow them all up?
with helium,
Right.
Oh.
off you go.
But then we can do something with the balloons, can't we? Like release them afterwards.
Oh, we'll release them back into the wild. Brilliant. As a sign of peace. Fly, my pretties, fly.
Listen,
Be free.
I am so excited. I have not been so excited about, and when I thought that Robin Ince was going to stay in my cupboard for £1,000. Look, we've got to do this.
6,000 balloons. I don't think it's going to happen. That's an awful lot of balloons, and I just don't think. I don't see how we can tether them all to Carl. He's a small man.
No, but
because
you
you have
can,
them at different lengths, don't you?
yeah, exactly. Carl knows.
Can you think about the logistics of this?
Oh, someone must know. There must be a company. There's a bloke willing to do it. I know he doesn't know the technology of it. He's willing to sort of stump up.
And
What
so-
sort of a company just
Come on,
has
we-
access to helium like that?
No, we can do this. Come on,
and
London,
someone's done
Londoners.
it was on the internet already, so someone obviously has done it.
Yeah.
So they didn't say, "Oh, we can't get hold of the balloons."
No, they probably worked it out, didn't they?
I can't, Carl, you're more excited about this than anything else, about your education, about your exam results.
it's
It's so
exciting.
exciting.
And we'll have a little rope. It'll be like flying a little kite, a little Carl. We're like, let's go, fly.
Carl, what will you wear? Like a one-piece jumpsuit?
Yeah, it'd be lovely.
With sponsorship all over it?
Oh, it'd be
Yeah.
great. You look like Jackie Stewart, and just as you go up your little face, oh my God, I'm not going to sleep until this is done. This is the most exciting thing ever.
Only 10 feet.
10 feet, yeah, and
We
we're
need some.
tether you.
We need some kind of rope to sort of tether you to the ground. We
Yeah.
don't want you sort of flying off.
This is going to be great. And he'll have a little crash helmet and everything, and little Dee Dee boppers on the crash helmet, like
Yeah.
he's a little flying ant.
Definitely.
We give him a little, oh my God, can we give you an outfit like little wings and everything?
Can we
Oh.
paint your face with like children's
No, I'm
paint?
not
Yeah.
doing all that.
Why?
Oh, because that would be silly.
Oh, please, Carl, do this. Do it. We'll do it for charity. We'll do it for charity, yeah?
Right.
Yeah? Oh, this is
We'll do
gonna
it for
be
children in
brilliant.
need.
Please, just phone in if you can help us. Lift Carl up 30 feet. Let's say 30
I think
feet.
it has to be a decent.
Yeah, it has to be a decent
Well,
height.
is there a world record? Because we want to break that if we're
Yeah, I
going
want to break that. What is the world record for raising a man by balloons?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh.
listen, let's just finalise details here. We've got
I'm so excited.
email address ricky.gervais
Yeah.
at xfm.co.uk. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
What's the number? What's the number?
The number, Carl?
08 700 800 1234.
Give it
Lift
again, give
Carl.
it again.
Lift Carl.
08 700 800 1234.
Sponsored by Heat Magazine
And
or
you,
something.
maybe even if you've just got an idea about how we might be able to organise it, how we might be able to get it done, if you've got contacts, anything, just get in touch, give us some information.
Oh, that'd be great.
we're able
I'm
to
gonna
do
play a Beatles track for the lovers.
Oh, man.
It's off the Help album, and it's You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. Oh, just think of his little face as he goes up.
It'll be televised.
Well, XFM, it's nearly the end of the show. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant. We've enjoyed your company. Carl, we're going to try and get Carl in the air. Anyone that can help us, take him up with helium balloons. Our friend Johnny Mango called again, and apparently the record's 11,000 feet. Carl is getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, the world record is 11,631 feet raised by hot air balloons.
Yeah.
How tall's Canary Wharf?
Yes,
It's 11,631 feet. Exactly.
What's-
I don't know, Carl.
Is it how much higher?
It's a long way.
More.
I'm not doing
Look,
Because I'm like 6 foot something.
yeah, think of that. Just look at Steve.
All right.
Yeah.
But you can change your record. You could say, well, the sort of balloons are the one with Mickey Mouse on it or something.
Yeah, could I just say,
Change it slightly.
something? That man did 11,000 feet, but he wasn't naked. All right?
Come on, Carl.
Your 30 feet will be the world record for naked ballooning. Yeah? Think about it.
All right, it's for charity.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone. We are going to raise Carl. And after Carl said, and just to think, my teacher said I'd never be a high flyer. So this is your chance, Carl, to shine, to fly.
Steve.
It'll be brilliant. This is a final song for the ladies. Belle and Sebastian, we've not heard them for a while. This is from, it's actually a B-side or a triple side or whatever you call it. Track 3 on a single called Jonathan David. This is the beautiful The Loneliness of the Middle Distance Runner.
Goodbye.
All right, that's it for that one. That was the I'm excited now about next week. I'm curious to see if they actually went through with it, if they actually got somebody to sponsor it, and if they actually did it. I'm curious to find out. But anyway, this is a good episode. Carl's coming out of his shell more. I've noticed just little quips he puts in there. Shoot, I was gonna say something, but it completely slipped my mind. Anyway, this damn chair would stop rolling backwards and off to the side. You figure it's a level concrete pad it's sitting on, so you figure it would stop doing that shit. But anyway, it won't. I can't think of what I was gonna say. It just slipped my mind that fast. I hate when it does that, because it'll come to me later after I've already uploaded this. I know it will. Oh, it had something to do with who was the subject of his next book? Oh, it was Winston Churchill. Now, if I remember right, wasn't he like the Prime Minister of England during all that, or am I off on that one? I thought he was during World War II. I thought he was the Prime Minister of England or something like that. But anyway, somebody let me know in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode, what else I need to check out, and I'll get there as soon as I can. If you're still here and haven't done so yet, please hit that like and subscribe buttons down below. It would be greatly appreciated. It helps the channel grow and shows up my analytics, lets me know that I'm on the right track with these videos. That being said, that's just about going to wrap up this one. I know it's been a long one, but it's always a fun time when you got Ricky and the guys. Anyway, like I said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this with me, and I hope to see you on the next video. I love you guys. Peace. Hey guys, make sure to check out one of my other videos right here at JitteryJay.